Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogan Monster here, and welcome to WTF Live. Glad you guys could make it. Tonight's guest, you might have just seen him the other night on Hidden Existence with Daniela. It's just kind of ironic that I was going to have him on, and I didn't even know he was on Hidden Existence. So, but I'm glad he's here. You guys just saw him, Hilton, Whittlewood. I want to bring you on. Yeah, come on. There you go. Hey man, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really stoked.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I watched the other night. I enjoyed it with Daniela. So, I didn't see your email until after the show on Thursday when you were like, "I'll come on," because Kevin already came on. I was like, and I just didn't pay attention to email after that. So I apologize, but I got you now, and this is awesome. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, well, for the record, I was going to go on your show before Daniela's
I didn't want to say that.
Just to let it out there.
I didn't want to piss anybody off.
Sorry, no, I just forgot. I was going to go when I started, and we were live, but I missed it. My opportunity's gone. Like Kerry, you got to copy the best.
No, I know, what is it? Is impersonation or is the biggest form of flattery or something like that.
I'm guessing so. Yeah, he's a good fella.
Yeah. So who do we got here tonight? We got Mike Kirkpatrick. Thank you so much for doing your moderating job, guys. Big Rob's here. I am Pam. Hi. Overbuilt. Good to see you. I'm glad you guys are here. Hilton's not going to put on his chat. It's a distraction to him. Ruger, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Hey, Mike, Ruger Ridge.
Yeah, Ruger, you got to come on soon again because I need a good laugh. Although we might get one tonight, so let's see what happens. Pappy, howdy, Diane. Just got to say hi to these guys first.
Yeah.
Cookie, so glad you guys could make it tonight. Yeah, the usual suspects. So, as you know, the name of the show is WTF, or Why the Fascination. So that's the reason I started it, was to try to figure out what keeps everybody like Mike or Patrick. He's been on so many times. He's family. What keeps these people coming back night after night after night? I mean, I know I've had paranormal experiences, and I got hooked on Bigfoot before I even found out about like paranormal shows. So that's, I just got hooked, and I know all these people who come on. Why that genre? What is it? So my assumption is everybody has a story to tell. So that's why I started this. You're pretty new for us in the chat world, as our chat world. What has it been, a couple months now?
Well, I actually first started watching about 18 months ago, but I was very quiet. Like, I was just interested in it all, and I didn't know anyone. But then some of the people in chat are quite funny, or very funny. And
Yeah.
So I just had to start making my 10 cents worth. And mostly it started with the BLB boys, because to me, they're absolutely hilarious. And I like their sense of humor. And then, of course, because when I first started this, it was all quite serious. But then you guys all came along and it made it a bit more entertaining.
It's not, and I'm not trying to entertain. I'm just trying to give people a platform, to talk, and thank you. Thank you very much.
But it's just not taking it so seriously.
Exactly.
I mean, it's a serious subject for a lot of people that have had.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if they want to tell their story here, they're more than welcome. And I believe, I believe in these things. As far as Bigfoot, I'm still on the fence about Dogman. But it's a judgment-free zone, and I'm glad. And even just to come and hang out, I don't give a shit about a lot of things. Like people, I was talking to somebody earlier, and I said that I deal with tourists all the time. So I get them at the end of the day when they're done with their being a tourist, and I talk to them and I feel them out. Like if they're wearing camouflage, you know, you get a lot of guys that are from the South, and you know that's the only thing they have in their wardrobe. So I started asking questions like, "Hey, are you a hunter? Do you spend a lot of time outdoors?" Yes. Okay. Have you ever seen anything weird in the woods or heard anything weird in the woods? And some of them look at you like you're nuts, because I will come out, right? I'll just say, you know, like Bigfoot, and they'll be like, "What do you know?" But some are like, you know, it's funny you should mention that. You know, when I say I don't give a shit, I don't care. I'm not going to see these people again, you know, ever. So I will put it out there. You know, they might get to the front desk and be like, this guy, you know, you got somebody out there that believes in Bigfoot. You know, I'm not going to lose my job over it.
Yeah, but you're just creating a safe environment for them to tell their story if it happened. You know that
Sure.
it's the personality coming across. You know, and that's a skill. Getting stories out of people. Not everyone can do it because it's like they tell you to tell the story, not ask you. There's a difference.
Yeah. I've narrated one story in the beginning. Just I don't think narration is, I could probably do it if I had to, but I'd rather, I love hearing firsthand accounts because there's so much emotion involved, you know, and the inflections and, you know, when you're telling your story, you know, people feel your story. If somebody narrates it, people hear your story. You know, there's a difference. I like the feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and there's a real skill to it. A while ago, Kerry sent me a couple of pretend, well, I don't know if they were pretend or real, but stories just to narrate, just for fun. When he first started the Shutter, but I'm nowhere near. I mean, there's pretty high standards set with him and you know, Cam from Dixie Cryptids.
Sure.
You know, they've just got that storytelling voice, and I read a couple of them, sent them back. But gee, it is so stressful, like trying to get all the words right and, like you said, get all the tone correct. And because I've got a low voice, apparently, it's supposed to be a good storytelling voice, but who knows?
No, I
can't hear it.
I have a lower voice as well.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
I guess I could do it. I get too critical of myself. You know, here I don't care what falls out of my mouth. You know, but when you have to, you know, read someone's story, that's, I don't know. It's just,
and you don't want to do them discredit.
That's what I was about to say, is I don't think I do it justice. You know, I might have a good voice for it, maybe, I don't know, but I'd rather have someone tell their own story.
And I'd imagine it'd be kind of weird having an American encounter told with a Kiwi accent. That'd be bizarre, wouldn't it? I'd have to find some Yowie stories from Australia.
There you go.
At least I can do it. Yeah, I can do a good Australian accent. I don't know what that was supposed to be, but it wasn't Australian.
So we got Kerry in the chat. What's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Kerry.
You have a great voice. That's why I sent you the story. Now, Kerry, you must be talking about Hilton, because unless you sent it to the wrong email.
No, he sent it to me, and I did a recording and sent it back, but those guys do it too well. And there's enough people out there telling stories.
I can hear you narrating. You have you have a clear voice, as far as like you hear some Australian accents or even British or whatever, and it's like, what? What did they just say?
Yeah,
we can understand.
Yeah, well, in New Zealand, we speak proper English.
Oh, the Queen's English.
Yeah. We get our vowels around the right way, not like Australians. Sorry, Australians and New Zealanders are like an annoying cousin.
I was going to say second cousins.
Yeah, we give each other shit, but you know, we'll back each other up if we need to.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. So what's your main interest? I know you like, you know, basically anything. And you mentioned that you were open-minded, which is cool, which is why I wanted to have you on. So, being open-minded, you're willing to discuss the crazy shit,
Yeah. It's an open question. The Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and I've recently learned, is it? Oh, I've forgotten the word already. Zanu or something.
The Zanu?
Yeah, the Zanu and the Tracon.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all a new thing for me because obviously we don't have any. Well, we don't. Who knows if we have any here? I doubt it. But a lot of people doubt that they're anywhere else in the world. But I totally came across it by accident. I've got these female friends who I work with. Yeah, nice. And they call each other sassy. You're so sassy and all this sort of stuff. And one of their birthdays, I was going to send them a picture of a Sasquatch. So I got on the internet and looking up a picture, and then there was like these videos on YouTube. So I thought I'll click on that and see what that's about. And it was Mountain Beast Mysteries. And it was his show where he goes up to the lake on an island where his grandfather or father was, and the rocks got thrown in the lake. And then the next one came up, and it was something else. And I was there for a few hours just watching all these Bigfoot encounter stories. And I thought, wow, because the only thing I'd heard of before about Bigfoot was
Patty.
Well, believe it or not, Ripley's Believe It or Not, with Jack Palance, and then of course, growing up in the 70s, the $6 million man.
Sure.
When he took on that Sasquatch, the robot Sasquatch.
Yeah.
That scared the fucking shit out of me. I was only like 6 or 7 or something. I thought, geez, I'm not going in the bush. Sorry, I don't know if that was a bit too much swearing.
No, dude, no.
Scared the bejesus out of me.
Oh,
yeah.
God. Now you sound like somebody from the Midwest. I'm going to hear shit. I'm going to hear shit for that, too.
That's Irish.
I remember that one when I was a kid.
Yeah, that was a double episode one. So it was like he was fighting the Bigfoot, and then suddenly it went to be continued next week. And it's like, what? I have to stay another week. Wait another week. You can't just go click onto the next video like you can
scare the shit out of you twice.
Yeah, because he was my hero back then. As far as TV
Steve
personalities
Austin.
go. Yeah,
I remember that. Lee Majors.
But yes, so then I ended up just flicking on different YouTube channels. I started watching Snow White Sasquatch, Snow White Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And that really fascinated me, the interaction there. And she's got a really nice voice and easy to listen to, and
sure.
And then one day I came across Bigfoot Odyssey and never looked back. Really,
I did that with Sasquatch Chronicles. That's what I found first,
right?
And was just hooked. And I've listened to almost all of his stuff. Almost. I mean, there's still stuff because I joined. I became a member for like 2 months, so I could just binge watch all this shit.
Yeah.
Then I bounced I overdrafted my bank account because of it. So I was like, okay, no more Sasquatch Chronicles.
Yeah, well, I was doing a job in Australia, and part of the rent we got Netflix and YouTube. So it didn't cost me anything, but I was living by myself, and sort of like every evening after work, I'd just watch another couple of YouTube Bigfoot things, and then of course you get into the paranormal through that with with Paranormal Portal.
I've considered shutting it all down and washing my hands of it, but I can't. I'd go nuts without it now. I'm doomed. That's Carrie.
Yeah.
It is, dude. I mean, I'm fascinated, you know. It's just the whole thing is just, you know, the possibilities of what could be out there. Just and hearing these stories, I'm just like, I'm in. I don't believe everything I hear, but you know.
No, well, that's interesting, especially lately. There's been some interesting guests on some shows lately. I mean, it certainly makes you think. You know, some, you know, quite emotional ones, and you know, if that fella Mark.
Yeah, I'm crying.
And then you get the Dr. J one, and you know, that went for 3 hours, and I actually watched it again just recently because the first time I was getting a bit frustrated with it.
Hold that thought. I don't know if you want to look behind you.
Where?
Something right behind you, the other side. Yeah, it's back there in the corner.
Oh, that.
Just don't eat him, dude.
That's right. Thank you.
He ate him anyway.
Meet Harry. Hope there's no arachnophobes out there.
Too late. 911's on the line right now for someone. Oh, shit.
No, just a little reminder of Australia, because when I was over there, they've got the Huntsman, which are bigger than, which are that size and bigger, and they just appear in your house because they go around the ceiling getting mosquitoes and stuff.
Yeah, I think everything Australia wants to kill you. So yeah. I used to want to go there when I was younger. Now I think I would rather do New Zealand. You know.
Well, the Huntsman's actually harmless, apart from it gives you a bit of a fright every time you see one. Yeah. The only time that really freaked me out is I was driving to work one morning, and I was on a main road in Sydney, and one just started. It came out of the vent. Started climbing up the windscreen right in front of me, and I was like, I couldn't pull over, I couldn't do anything. I was just sitting there, and it was only like about 1.5 feet away from me coming up, and it was heading up towards the ceiling, and it honestly, it was like 4 inches round, from leg to leg, and I was just there driving holy, don't jump. But,
yeah, we've got
that was a bit of experience.
Big spiders here in the Southwest. We got a lot of tarantulas, but we do have Huntsman and brown recluse and a whole bunch of other spiders. Black widows are all over the place, and then the umpteen species of rattlesnakes too. So
yeah, we don't have any snakes, which I'm very happy about. But
you guys are like Ireland. They don't have snakes either.
No, well, yeah, the only thing that can kill you here is stupidity. Or other people's stupidity.
Wow.
People mainly. Like when I was a kid, like I grew up on farmland, and we used to have the hay barn, and we used to make huts it was the old square bales.
Sure.
Or not, rectangular bales. Yeah. And we used to make huts, me and my mates, and with boards, and we'd all go in there, and like you wouldn't do that in Australia or anywhere with snakes.
No. Although I used to do it in New Jersey when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I spent all my childhood in the woods. Jersey. There's a lot of different snakes in Jersey, few rattlesnakes, but growing up, I've never saw a poisonous snake in Jersey. And here in Arizona, I've seen a rattlesnake twice in 10 years. So.
Yeah, well, if you added all the time I've been all the time together that I've been and worked in Australia, it'd be something like 12, 13 years.
Wow.
And I've never ever seen a snake live, like outside.
Sure.
Not in an aquarium or a cage, but which is amazing. I saw a couple of blue tongue lizards and Australians will know what I'm talking about, which freaked me out a couple of times. They look like a snake until they walk out and they've got legs.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, in my sister's back garden over there. But yeah, no, that freaked me out a little bit because I wasn't expecting it. Yeah. But I just know when you live over there, and I don't know what it's like there, you just make a lot of noise when you walk through the bush and they get out of your way.
In Australia?
Yeah, in Australia,
yeah.
Yeah,
and well, with the rattlesnakes here, I mean, hence the name, they do give you a little heads up before they, bite you in the leg, with their rattle. But I never had an issue with snakes out here. More spiders. I see a lot more spiders than snakes, that's for sure, and scorpions.
Yeah, well, we don't have dangerous spiders, but we have ugly ones. The movie Arachnia, it was done in the 80s, I think.
Arachnophobia.
They actually used a New Zealand spider in that, and they collected them from the bush. I don't know how they got that many, because like I used to find those as a kid, turning over rocks and bits of old log and stuff, they're everywhere. But they're only the size of, an egg, a chook egg or something. But they're ugly as. Ugly as ugly. Sorry, that's a Kiwism. That's ugly as. But we never finished the sentence.
Howdy, dude.
It's like, it's good, eh? But what? Anyway, I just cracked myself up without anyone else knowing.
Hey, I'm all about that.
Yeah. I lived by myself for too long. I just amused myself. Anyway, so so that, because it was such an ugly spider, they end up using them in the movie, and that's just a little unknown fact that I'll just throw in there.
Oh, that's cool. So,
and they weren't poisonous, so it didn't matter.
Speaking of movies, anything that we know that you've worked on? I know you're in the movie business, and I be a dick and go all over the conversation that you promised Daniela, and so I'm not going to touch that one, but I will touch on the movie business.
No, that's fine. I mean, not everyone will watch everything.
No, I know, but no, I won't do that.
I'm sort of, when you go and work on these things, you sign your life away with, intellectual property.
Right.
So there's a lot of things I can't say, but I mean, with the movies that have already come out, I mean, I've been doing feature films for 15 years, or more than that, actually. No, it's about 15 years. Yeah. The first film, I mean, I could rattle off the good ones. Just going backwards. Well, I was just working on a film about the life of Elvis Presley. That's what I was doing in Australia.
Right on.
And that's where Tom Hanks is playing the manager. I mean, I can say this because it's on the internet. And that's where him and his wife got the COVID virus. And back in March.
During the filming of that?
Yeah, well, they were just about to start filming, and like, we'd built the sets, or half of them, and they're about to start filming the next week. Him and his wife came down to COVID, and we just shut down.
Get the hell out of my country.
Oh no, well. Well, I got stuck there for 10 weeks actually, because everything's got locked down so much. Yeah. But anyway, that's a long, boring story. So I was working on that, and then before that, I was in Wellington, New Zealand. We were doing Avatar 2 and 3.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
nice.
And because I worked on the first one back in 2008-9, which was done in New Zealand.
Yeah, New Zealand has a huge movie industry. Even with television series and stuff like. I know all the Hercules and the Xenas. They were all done in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's. I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No.
I think there's something funny coming, so I'll shut up.
Oh no, I don't know. It's funny to me, but I don't know. It's sort of an in-joke in the film industry. Like what I do is I build stuff.
Yeah.
And there's some things like we worked on the Hobbit series, and so you build these brand new buildings, and then you make them look old. So it's called aging something.
Sure.
To make it look like it's been down there. But if you overdo it, it's called you zenith it, because of the TV series, it's like almost everything's over aged to almost cartoon.
Okay.
So if you age something way too much to look cartoony, you've just zenith it. That's right. It's just a little in joke.
That's funny.
Yeah, but I work in the workshops. Really, I run the. Like I was on the Elvis job, we built all the. Well, I was running the workshop that was building all the windows and doors. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them for Gracelands, and then me and another guy, Mitch, built the tour bus or replica tour bus, Elvis's tour bus. So.
Oh, really?
But yeah, so I do specialty things like spacecraft and vehicles. Have you watched Thor Ragnarok?
I did.
Yeah, it was the funny one with the New Zealand Taika Waititi, the director, who just in Jojo Rabbit, the Hitler one. The comedy about Hitler. Go figure. Who would have thought? Yeah, it is funny actually. You get a real sense of the Kiwi sense of humor and my sense of humor, I suppose.
We have someone in chat, Nessie Monster. She's she's a Kiwi
down from Invercargill. Sorry, it's a southern accent. The New Zealand, we've only got three accents in New Zealand. It's sort of mainstream accent, which is probably what I've got. There's the bro accent, which is a bit like this, bro, and which is sort of a little bit of I won't say that, I'll get in trouble. And then there's the southern New Zealand, right down the bottom of the South Island, where there's quite a strong Scottish ancestry. So they roll their R's a bit longer and roll them out.
Christchurch area, down that way.
Southern of there. There's a Dunedin, but it's really down in Invercargill and south of there where Nessie is. Yeah, she's from a little town down there.
Right on. Didn't know that. Now I do.
Yeah, but she's funny in chat. Very funny. You're very funny, Nessie, in chat.
I haven't seen her. Jamie.
Oh, she's there.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of scared sheep too, but anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And when you get us New Zealanders get all the sheep shagging jokes.
Sometimes you have to push them through the fence,
Yeah, well, that's like wearing gumboots. Yeah, we wear gumboots so you can put the back legs and they can't get away.
We call them muck boots here.
Yeah,
just those big old rubber boots. Yeah. I'm just looking through trap.
So who's in there?
Okay, Pappy Two Bears, Andy Gone Fishing. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, Andy.
Chris, still crazy Chris. Oz Squatch from Australia.
Hey, mate.
Treva, Bomber, of course.
I only just worked out recently that
Carrie's
Bomber
still
is a
hanging
female.
out. Like the states'
Carrie.
accent, only different. The southern states, Carrie.
Yeah. I'm not going to do an American, any American accent impersonation.
Why do Scotsmen work? Oh, come on, damn it.
Oh, here we go. Here's all the sheep jokes here. In the northern hemisphere, it's Welsh. In the southern, it's New Zealand. Wait, it's because
it should be Spooks the Sheep. Right on, Jamie.
Yeah. It's like the most common New Zealand wife's name is Barbara.
Keep you warm.
I'm so sorry I said that. I'm so sorry I said that.
Like I said, dude, it's almost anything goes here. I'm not trying to steal your tagline there, Daniela. Don't get upset.
It's all good.
She has a show called Anything Goes. So if anything, I'm promoting it. So thank me later.
Yeah. Well, that's the one that I was on. Well, the only other show I was on.
Yeah, I was on that with those guys too.
Yeah, well, yeah, Anything Goes. The conversation turned to comfort food.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that. I don't know which one of you was hungry, but that hell, you're not the only one. Most think I'm a man. Oh shit, Bomber. That's so true. Bomber's a chick, so
yeah. Well, just the word bomber. It sounds very masculine.
Yeah, so many times in I've witnessed somebody call Bomber a dude, and
yeah. And then someone who obviously knew her that was on one of these shows said something about she, and I was like, oh, right, okay.
Make note.
Well, that makes all that makes all those comments a bit more logical. Yeah, that makes all sense.
Right on.
I was saying, it's a strange dude. Nothing wrong with strange, though, I must say. Who wants to be normal?
No, normal's just overrated and boring.
Yeah, and also define normal. What the hell's that?
Yeah, no, it's what's the word? I can't think of the word. Anyway. Yeah, fuck normal.
So you want any other movie names?
Oh yeah.
My first one I did was Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, that was the first of the Narnia series was done in New Zealand. The next couple was done were done in Australia. And then but that was run by an Australian crew in New Zealand for some reason, and that was my first feature film. And then through those guys, they pulled me over to Melbourne, Australia, to do Charlotte's Web, the one with Dakota Fanning in it when she was a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's amazing. Like she was, what a professional. But on that one, I ended up on set because we built these the pig pens. I don't know if you know the story, but at the end they go to the fair, and the pigs in the fair where the spider makes the final web. Sorry to ruin the movie for anyone that hasn't watched it.
Dude, I've known that movie I've known that book for since I was a kid, and I'm sure
we all read it as
a
child. Yeah, it's a good story. Anyway, so because I built the shed, for different shots, you'd have to take different walls away. For there's two actors there, you'd have shooting that way, you'd have to take all that wall out to the crew, and then they're finished acting, and then everything moves around to this side, and you take that all, put the old wall back in, and take all this away. So anyway, I knew how to
continuity or
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a big word in movies, and there's lots of people that spend way too much time
using it.
No, trying to find things that aren't continuity and write.
Yeah.
Like a different couple or something like that.
I go ahead.
Way too much time on it. Yeah. So anyway, she was there, and she was like this little kid. Her little sister, who's all grown up now, and acting. Was there with her just to keep her company, and she'd be just playing around, like she was only 8 or something, 7 or 8, and then she'd be playing around like this little kid, and then the director would call them over. She'd come over, hit every line, say every right word, everything was done perfectly, but it was the adults that were stuffing up everything and
Sure.
having to do retakes.
Sure.
But then it was like, okay, that shot's done, reset, and she'd just go off to be this little kid again. It was unbelievable to watch.
That's
was
awesome.
good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was doing a delivery one time to Yankee Stadium in New York, and it just happened to be they were filming. Kevin Costner was filming a movie there called For the Love of the Game.
Yep.
And where I did the delivery, I was up a few levels so I could like walk out and look down and watch them film. And every time they had to change a scene, all the crowd had to move to the first baseline or mix it up and move to the third baseline, or same crowd.
Literally rent a crowd.
Yeah.
All the extras.
But it was neat. It was neat to see, because I grew up like on the Jersey Shore, but then I was in northern New Jersey, and it was just basically a suburb of New York City. So they'd do a lot of filming and commercials. So I was always behind the scenes somewhere where I shouldn't be, as a kid at that point, when I finally moved up to northern New Jersey, and just watched them film and, meet people. And it was pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a good crowd. I do enjoy it. I just like being around creatives, really. And now that I'm in a sort of leadership role, you got to deal with the designers and the higher level creative people, and that can be a fun negotiation sometimes, because I come from a practical background. So like, is finding this line between, okay, this is what you want, but this is how you get it there, and then marrying those two together. And
as far as building sets,
just building stuff, building sets. They want, like, we build some incredible stuff, and we just have to make it happen.
My cousin does similar stuff down in Orlando, like all of Diagon Alley at Universal or wherever it is. A lot of that was his work, So he does the set building and stuff. So it's pretty. I know how picky they can be, and they want it like you're going to say. Go ahead. You know what? Finish it. About wanting it one way.
Oh no, it's just that you learn to pick your battles.
Sure.
Over time, it's like, we want this done this way, and it's all about really what it looks like in the end.
Sure.
And what the camera sees. It's all about the camera. Anything behind it doesn't matter. It's only got to last, for the month or few weeks that it's there. Sure. It took a little while to get used to, like, you put months and months into building something. You can build a $200,000 set, and they film it for 3 days and then destroy it. That was a little bit hard.
Sure.
But it's paid for, And,
but is this stuff? I mean, what do they do with all that stuff? Is it just garbage? Is it recycled? Garbage, huh?
Only recycling is what you can pull out if you live somewhere local. But they take all the props. Anything that's not bolted down, they take away. But it's different for every film. Like Peter Jackson never threw anything away. He just put it all in storage. Didn't throw everything away, but he keeps a lot. And he's got all these warehouses, car manufacturing factories that, or assembly plants we never manufactured here. And he's bought them all and just stored all his, his old, war planes and stuff from, just everything, he did King Kong, and like all that New York vehicles, all the old vehicles and all the props from that, they're still there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's like the richest hoarder in the world. I really hope he doesn't.
Anybody in chat has any questions about anything, comments, feel free. If I missed some, I apologize. Just going back. Okay, here we go. Andy gone fishing.
No, Andy's I don't hunt.
No.
Sorry, old question.
Best actor or actress you've worked with?
I can tell you who the worst, but I'm not going to. No, it's not really about being good acting. It's I'm more interested. I mean, like, okay, I build stuff, and usually I'm gone when the actors come in and film. But on a couple of things, like on The Hobbit, I was standby carpenter, and also because we built the aircraft on the first Avatar movie, I was around when they filmed just the aircraft with Michelle Rodriguez and those. And I tell you, who's really funny is Steve Lang. He plays the bad guy in Avatar. He's an old actor, old American actor. I've looked up. He's in his 60s or maybe 70s now. Used to be in westerns and things. He is a.
I'm sure if I saw him, the name doesn't. I mean, I recognize the name, but I can't put a face to it.
Yeah, they just call him Slang, but his name's Stephen Lang. He's a real character. I've had my hair ruffled by when I had, because I go through stages of really long hair, but then there's that transition. I go really curly and before it goes long. And I was doing standby on Hobbit and Evangeline Lilly. Do you know that name? She was Freckles from the movie, from the TV series Lost, and she was the Scorpion, or anyway. Some people will know her. She was the elfin lady that fell in love with the dwarf and the Hobbit.
She ruffled your hair, huh?
Yeah, well, we used to have this thing called Friday 10s. So on Friday afternoon, someone would go around and take $10 off you, and then have a draw at the end of the week, and it can get up to $600 or $700, $800.
Sure.
And so I was busy helping the greens guys moving all these plants around, sweating. It was the end of the week, and we'd had a long day, and like there's a lot of people go into these draws. You don't expect to win it, and so I was there working away, and next thing, and the winner is and she was acting that day, and it's usually one of the actors that draw it out, and she goes, calls out my name, and I go, oh fuck. That means I have to go over there and grab it, and then so I have to walk down through it, and like the whole crew go, "Yeah, Hilton, woohoo!" And I was going, "Oh no." And so
she ruffled your hair doing that, huh?
Well, no, it was just we walked all the way down. I had to walk through everyone to get this plastic bag full of money, and she goes, "Oh, thank you, well done." And I said, "Oh, thank you." And then she pulls the money away, and she goes, "Before I give you this money, can I ask you a question?" And I go, "Oh, okay, what's this going to be?"
First thought is,
your hair is so beautiful. Can I put my hands through your hair? And I'm just thinking of all the sweat, because I've been working hard all day. And I was like, oh no. And so she put it in, "Oh, I love your hair. I'm so jealous." And they gave me the money. And of course, for the rest of the whole shoot, everyone on the crew was going, "Oh, I love your hair."
That's a cool story. Kind of fun. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, in front of the whole crew. Had all the stunt guys there and girls there, and
Cookie Jarvis says she's Wasp in the Marvel movies. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
There's Nessie. Your ears ringing?
We're talking about you.
Too funny.
I was talking about the southern New Zealand drawn out R's. It's a bit like Southern America.
Sure it is. Let's see.
I just want to say, Nessie, you're very funny in chat. I'm just going to say that.
And she's a good cook too. Not that I've had it, but I've seen shit she's cooked, and it looks amazing. She does a lot of baking. A lot of baking.
I like food.
Obviously. No. Click.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fan of food. I'm a foodie. I'm just trying not to eat as much of it, but I love to cook.
Oh, really? I hate cooking.
Really? You just like eating?
No. Well, yeah, I love eating, obviously, but no. I think that's the thought of cooking I hate more. I like when I get started, I'm fine. If all the ingredients are there in front of me and the process is started,
you don't like the prep work.
No. I like preppers and chopping up stuff and doing all that. That's fine. It's like the whole process of what are we going to have? Basically, making a decision.
Yeah, I can be very indecisive too, especially when I'm shopping. Yeah. There's just too much shit to choose from. So I'm like, kind of try to go in with blinders on and go, I just want this brand and this thing, and don't look at everything else. Because I'll be there forever.
And never go into a grocery store hungry.
No, that's true. Yeah, don't go.
Yeah, you want to always. Yeah, you just buy all this, stuff that's going to, go off very quickly because you're hungry then.
Sure.
So yeah, always have a big feed before you go for a food shop.
Was that my phone that just did that? Guess so. Anyway.
So I got a question for you. Oh yeah. What do you want to be called? I mean, I call you Mogs on the chat. That's only because Adam started that, I think, from Big Blue Line.
It was inevitable. I've been called Mogi. Mogian. There's one person, Wonder Woman. She calls me Mogi.
The Mogster.
Somebody actually said that, I think. It's just funny because
Mogalicious.
You're gonna get these people started in chat.
Moga head. Moog. Anyway. And the other question was,
there we are.
When did the bandana start?
From the first.
What's the story behind that?
I think there's only one that I missed where I didn't wear a bandana. Because
I remember that. People commented.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
See, now Carrie's got to throw in my name. Thanks, bud. Donna's like, pants on or pants off. The first live show I did, I took my pants off.
Oh, yes, I remember that because you were so hot. Yeah. No,
I'm still hot, dude. But that's as far as the bandana goes. Yeah, I mean, at work, I sweat my ass off. It's 100 degrees out, so I'm always wearing a bandana. The only thing different than at work is my hair's in a ponytail. This is the only place that I have my hair down. I'm not a biker. I just play one here.
Just by the way, I have my pants on.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Just thought I'd let you know.
No
one needs to see that.
It was just that carried over from the portal, the whole pants on, pants off thing. And Nessie instigated it. And she said, "Oh, is it a pants off, pants on day? Or does he know it's a pants off day?" I said, Oh shit. I'm sorry. Let me, and dropped them. And so it's pretty cool. It was a good way to start off a show. And I didn't, I'm going to put up a hook somewhere behind me to hang my pants on.
What do you do for a job, mate?
I work in Sedona, Arizona, and if you've never heard of it, I'm sure you've heard of it, but look it up, Google it. It's just an amazing place.
In America somewhere?
It's in Arizona. It's 15 miles from here, but the landscape is beautiful. It's known for the red rocks. I work for a rental company. We rent side-by-sides, Polaris side-by-sides.
Right, yeah.
The razors and all that other stuff. Yeah, we rent those brand new. And
I did hear you say you do. It's like a tourist thing. They rent them and take them around.
Yeah, go out for 4 hours because we have tons of trails and some decent four-wheeling. But people like to destroy them. Like the other day, we had one go out, first time out, brand new, never been out before, and they rolled it. You can tell these people don't do this, don't do that. Don't drift, don't do donuts, don't do this, but nobody listens. So they end up paying for it. Either monetarily they're paying for it, but there's been some really shitty accidents where, legs are broken, ankles are broken, arms are almost severed. I mean, sorry guys, it's a little brutal, but it's the truth. And I just wish people would be more cautious. I've seen hips broken, I've seen just crazy shit.
People just don't, and also people just don't know how to drive.
Well,
they get a bit of freedom. Yeah, they're in the streets of the city and they get a bit of free,
road
space.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see it on the farms. Like, people, it's like, I went to high school, we were mixed with farming kids and city, well, not really city compared to America, but town people. And they'd never ridden a motorbike before. And you bring them out on the weekend. And the next thing they're going through fences, and it's like
because their throttle's stuck and they're all like falling off of it and throttle
or it's like they take off, and when they panic, they grip more and turn more next time they're off.
Chickens are flying, and
But it's just
I've done that like once. Where I leaned on the throttle too quick, and the dirt bike stood straight up and just kept going.
Oh yeah, my cousin used to do. They have these farm trails here where it's like fundraisers for schools, country schools, and you pay $20 and you can go around all the local farms. It's quite a scenic thing, but of course it's supposed to be a nice leisurely ride. But of course, once everyone gets out there, they're trying to beat each other.
It turns into the gumball rally.
Yeah. And
cannonball run.
Yeah. I mean, you get the fast guys that are on dirt bikes, proper racing ones that just take off and they're gone. And then you get all the farmers on there, or just the average person on a 125 Honda farm bike or something, and they try and keep up with all these young guys with all the gear. There's helicopters, everything come in, rescue. Yeah, it's damaged. But my cousin had a quad, a 600cc quad bike, and he had he had a motocross bike, and he just took off. And I was there, and every time I pulled the throttle, I just ended up on my ass every time. It was like, oh shit, I'm on my back again. When the bike's just sitting straight up in front of
it. Get this thing off of
me. Yeah, and you get back on, and then you get it, and you give it a little bit, and it's like, right, I'm off, and then a little bit more. There I am.
Let me see. Hilton. Let's see. That was the. I'm just trying. Carrie put something up there, and I just noticed that he said that was for Hilton, so I want to see that you get whatever. I know you're not watching it, so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just trying to keep chat involved
and with what you're doing that.
We go ahead.
Down in the South Island, I've got a mate who rents out similar things to you, but they're electric, and he's got them set up. They're all got cameras, and they send information back to his office. So if anyone goes over a certain speed, alarm goes off. So he goes on a screen and looks through the camera of the vehicle, which is up behind the drivers. And if they get off the track too much or doing something silly, he can shut them down.
Really?
And he said, that amount of money put in there straight away to do that has saved him so much money.
Oh, I believe it.
And of course, once the vehicle's down, injured, you're not making money off it either. So, I mean, it saves them in both ways. And they're expensive vehicles too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, but, we do it where there's a per diem per day. If it's down for 3 days, you're getting charged for 3 days, whatever it is. I don't know. But, I'm not going to talk my policy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, people are just
that is a good option though. You can just shut them down, and then
that's very interesting.
It's preventive.
I like that idea.
Preventive, yeah.
We have trackers on them, so like we can pull up a computer screen and say where they are and how fast they went, and in a certain, it'll tell us top speed and stuff. Plus, we send them out with tablets. We have tablets mounted on, there's the mountain, and we put the tablets on there for their GPS, and it maps them
Right.
out. You know.
Yeah, he does the same. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's a cool business.
If they go off, they go down the river, and if they go off the area they're supposed to, an alarm goes off in his office, and he just shuts them off.
Huh. That's a cool option.
Yeah, just immobilizes it. Yeah. Well, he owns them all. It's his own business.
Fucking Nessie. Quick, everyone, bust out your best jokes while Bomber's not looking. That's what friends are for. Yeah. So that's what I do, and that's how I deal with tourists all the time, because Sedona is a bucket list destination. You know, a lot of people. I don't know how many per year, but it's over 1 million, I'm sure, pass through Sedona in a year's time, because it's the gateway basically to the Grand Canyon. If you're coming up from Phoenix, you're going to pass through Sedona or pass by it. So most people would rather see it than, and then, you know, people will do us. They'll be like, oh, well, tomorrow we're going to the Grand Canyon, and you know, we're kind of centrally located, so we get a ton of people that come through. So it's pretty cool.
And you must meet some interesting people. Some idiots, obviously, but some interesting people.
And some interesting idiots. Yeah, there have been. We've had, you know, some celebrities come through, and sports athletes. Who I'm trying to think of, John
Wayne
Burntham, John Burntham, Burntham, something like, I don't know. You guys will know it in chat. He did The Walking Dead. He played Rick's partner when they showed it.
Right, okay. Movies. I was thinking sports. Yeah, right.
No, you'll see me occasionally drinking out of a little water bottle, and that was his. He left it in the vehicle, and I took it. I didn't even know who he was until after he came back and he started talking about it, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. I didn't, no idea who you were. There's a story there, but I'm not going to get into it now. It's a pretty interesting story. Let's see. Anybody else? Ruger, my big brother, used to have one of those. Let's see. Any other? Hold on. What is this?
No.
I'm assuming is that the Maori dance?
Well, no, it's not a dance. It's the war challenge.
I didn't mean dance.
Yeah, I know. I'm just sort of putting that out there.
No, fine. Correct me. That's fine.
It's the war. It's a challenge of war. The Haka, and it's mostly well known because of New Zealand's rugby union team called the All Blacks. Yeah, the world champions more than anyone else. Just put that out there. And
I believe I've seen that ceremony, the ward.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been bastardized a lot from different cultures, but it's I would never do it because I'm not Maori.
Respect,
and yeah, that's it. Absolutely, and
when it's done,
kids do it. Like my nieces and nephew. Oh, my nephews do it, and that's funny, because they're just copying what they're following their sports fans.
Sure.
And but as an adult, and I know better, I don't, and that's just my choice. As a cultural.
Sure,
thing.
No, that's
so.
I get it. Yeah. Trust me.
Yeah. So sorry, I'm not going to do that, and I wouldn't be able to do it well. So it's like, it'll just become a joke then.
But I know
it's like you guys.
There's so much passion put into it when it's done. I've seen it where I don't know if it was a documentary or whatever where.
It
wasn't the rugby
hairs on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the precision, it was just like, holy shit. That's intense. I mean, I was getting scared watching it.
Yeah, if you really want to see some good ones, they have this thing. We've got the All Blacks rugby team, but we have what they call the Maori All Blacks, which is all they've got to have native blood, and of course they take it very seriously, which they should. And like you're watching it, and you're like, the hair standing on end watching it, and so if anyone's interested, get on YouTube and just look up Hakas, and then you get the ones like they do it in honor of people that have passed at tangis, which is tangi is Maori for like funeral, and at their ceremonies, yeah, and they do a great thing. They celebrate the life of the person that's passed, and not
instead
well,
of
they mourn.
mourning
They mourn as well.
Yeah,
well, they mourn as well, but then they all celebrate, and that's a real thing in New Zealand, is celebrating the life of someone.
And it should be here. It should be everywhere. Of course you're going to mourn, but don't snap out of it. And there is a lot to celebrate. And I'd rather see somebody celebrate my life than cry over me.
Well, yeah. I mean, when I disappear from this life, I want there to be a huge piss up.
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah. Get on it. On anything you want. Yeah. Good excuse to wear sunglasses.
What's that?
Get on it. So it's a good excuse to wear sunnies.
Oh yeah. I'm always wearing sunnies. I'm still just checking the chat.
Questions. Give me something. I'll talk about anything.
It's funny how chat, and I'm guilty of it too, it's its own world. The show will go on and and that's why you didn't put chat on, because it's a distraction. Like I can't really get into a show and watch chat at the same time. Unless
no, if it's something that interests me, I watch it twice. So like on live, I'll watch the chat, but I'll half listen to the show because it's live and you can chuck my 2 cents in when it's appropriate and or inappropriate sometimes. And then I go back, and if it's something that I'm really interested in, I'll go back and watch it and just watch it. Yeah.
All right, I just got to say goodbye to Treva. Thank you so much for coming, hon. And Diane Fowler, I know she left. Thanks for joining us. Didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to say goodbye to these people before.
That's right. Wow, I just see that's an hour up already.
Yeah, hour 2 minutes.
Not that I want to go anywhere, but
yeah. No, there's no hurry. Although I think, I don't know if my air conditioner's on. There's no air conditioning in this room, but I got to open this door just to get some air in here. Hold on. Yeah. If the air conditioner is on, you'd hear it.
Yeah.
Through the microphone.
Yeah, well,
so sensitive it is.
Yeah, well, we're in winter here.
Okay.
But you can see behind me there's sun through the window.
Here, you got to let this guy down gently. Here. Are there any cryptids to talk about?
There's the Nessie monster.
Fucking awesome. That's about it.
That's the only one I know of or heard of.
Oh shit! So overbuilt. There's Go ahead.
No, I don't know. No, I don't know. No, I don't think so. I mean, the cryptids. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, UFOs.
Ghosts.
There are stories. Yeah. Definitely. Spiritual ones. Like I said on Hidden Existence. New Zealand's history as far as humans is not very old. So there's not a long hundreds and hundreds of years of residual behavior, like
sure
ghost thing. But they are around. Like I don't see anything, I don't hear anything. I'm just one of these people that don't. But I'm fascinated by it. because I've been relayed stories from people that I didn't expect it from. People that I would have thought would never say anything like that, and straight up people.
Sure.
And they tell me things that they've seen, and I'm going, oh, okay, this is a credible person. I have got no reason to think that they're bullshitting me.
Sure.
And so it must be true. If they saw it, they weren't gaining anything out of it. And in fact, by telling the story, they open themselves up for ridicule. Okay. And so why would you do that on purpose?
Hold on. Put up the wrong one.
Yeah, the glowworms, there's these caves, Waitomo. Oh, here we go.
Well, she doesn't want to be the only cryptid, so she's going to throw some other shit out there.
Yeah, the moa. The
big old,
I don't know if you know,
flightless bird.
Yeah, it was the biggest bird in the world there for a while.
Looked like an ostrich. Yeah.
Yeah, except it was 7-8 feet tall. Some of them.
Yeah.
Notice I use imperial there. Yeah. They were just all eaten out. They were still around when Europeans came, but they were pretty dumb. Like you get in behind them. Both, but mostly the birds. But yeah, basically people used to just scare them, and they'd go straight into the swamps, get stuck, easy food.
Oh,
and
right
because they were so big, they used to feed a lot of people, and then they disappeared. But I mean, there's always, you hear a story every now and then of someone seeing one. It's like the Tasmanian tiger in Australia, and
sure,
yeah.
I'm sure I have a feeling that thing's still around.
What I really like is a few years ago, someone in a small town in the South Island somewhere went out and put tracks, made them himself.
Okay.
And then he rang up a newspaper or the TV and said, "Oh, I've got these moa tracks. There must be a moa here." And he owned a hotel or a motel in the area, and so all these people came from all over the countryside, reporters, and to try and interview him, and
stay at his hotel.
Yeah, stay at his hotel. Everyone in all the little cafes and restaurants made a little mini boom in the process, and then it came out that it was a hoax. Well, he told everyone, "Oh, it's just a hoax." And New Zealand gave him the award for best promotion.
Right on.
But he got promoter of the year. So it was like, good on you, mate. You've done good.
That's wild.
He fooled all these people, but the people that give the business awards rewarded him for it. It's great marketing. I thought that was hilarious. That's New Zealand.
That's funny. Hold on. Sorry, Carrie. I saw it and I had it up and then I didn't put it up. So Carrie wants to know when you're getting your ass to the United States.
Well, not right now.
Yeah, maybe after.
Yeah, well, I was just bragging on Hidden Existence, saying that New Zealand here is COVID free, except for a few, catching at the border. Well, last night they just announced that there's 4. I don't want to really get into a COVID conversation, but I was just saying.
No, that's fine, dude.
There was 4 community people got COVID in the community, and they've just traced it back to the airport, where people are coming in before they're going into quarantine. And so, and they're in Auckland, and Auckland's just gone down to almost a complete lockdown again. And the rest of the country has gone into a mini lockdown because of these 4 people. But they're only doing it for 4 days.
Okay.
For now. Just until they trace where they got it from and who they've been in contact with. Like as soon as they got the coronavirus, they went into like a lockdown away from everyone else.
Yeah.
And everyone that had been in contact with them, and those people won't meet anyone else for 2 weeks.
It's quarantine.
Yeah, it's quarantine, and then, but if they don't find anyone else for a few days, then we'll go back to normal again. So it's just getting that whole, shutting it off at the gate sort of thing. Because we're only there's only 3 million of us. 4 cases doesn't sound very much, but it's,
Sure. When your population's so small, it's
Auckland.
Not Oakland.
Oakland. Auckland. Sorry, that's my American accent. Auckland. It's like New Zealand.
Yeah, what is it?
New Zealand.
That's what I thought.
Just you guys put the more emphasis on the new.
Yeah.
New Zealand, where it's just New Zealand. We say it like one word. We talk fast.
It's funny because when I say where I'm from, I don't use new. I just say Jersey, and everybody knows.
Yeah, right.
But you can't do it with any other state. Where are you from? Hampshire or Mexico?
Yeah, right.
People emphasize the new on that one.
Yeah, that's a whole other country. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there is a Zealand.
York. Oh, is there?
But it's in Deutschland.
Germany.
Holland.
Oh, Holland. Okay.
Yeah, or Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be Abel Tasman named it, who was the Dutch explorer. But it's actually New Zealand properly is Aotearoa, which in Maori means land of the long white it's got it stuffed up. Land of the long white cloud. Because there's a mountain ridge right down the middle, and there's clouds along it, so that's what it's called, Aotearoa.
That's interesting.
The rest of us call it Aotearoa, the land of the wrong white crowd.
Wow. I'm just looking at chat.
Is there anyone there? Anyone that even actually still watching this?
Yeah. Carrie's still hanging out. You should put on chat, dude. Yeah.
Oh, as far as going to the States, going back to the question actually asked 3 times. Right. I'd love to come over. I have friends in San Francisco. I know that's a long way from Kerry.
Yeah, a little bit. It's closer to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll call on the way through or something.
I'm here.
I just thought I'd like to come over and just buy. I've never owned an American pickup. I've always had this thing, watching TV as you grow up, American television. Uncle Jesse's truck from the Dukes of Hazzard.
Right on.
I just wanted. Yeah, that was so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Dukes of Hazzard was one of my favorite programs when I was a kid.
Yeah, mine too.
I've always, from that day, been into Dodge Chargers and Challengers too, like Point Break. No, not Point Break. What was it? Vanishing Point. If the white Dodge Challenger, he was escaping from the police, and he ended up in the end. Here's a spoiler. It runs into the bulldozers.
That sounds familiar.
70s movie. Yeah, 70s movie.
That sounds familiar.
Movie.
Was that with
I don't know the actor. I was only little.
I want to say Steve McQueen. It was bulldozers or a train or something. I remember.
They blocked the road with these big bulldozers and the blades at the front, and they had the police cars in front, and no, that's not right. There was a scene there where all the police had blocked off the the road, on the road where he's driving down, and he went and visited his mate, and he had a little mini motorbike, and he put it on the top of his roof, tied it on there with the flashing lights, and he had a siren, and then he came there, all the police got out of the way, and then he went through. I thought that was funny. I was only like 8 when I watched it. It was just accident. I just started watching. It started out with Mountain Beast Mysteries, and then it got on to, and then I got on to Snow White, Bigfoot, and then I started watching these. The dude that does How to Hunt,
Steve Ishmael.
Yes, yeah. He's an interesting character.
Yeah, I like him.
He doesn't pull punches.
No.
I kind of like that.
It's pretty no bullshit, and that's
yeah.
Sounds familiar.
And then eventually, of course, I came across Bigfoot Odyssey.
What is that? Bigfoot Odyssey.
Some space Odyssey.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It sounds familiar though.
I think.
Hey, Belle, good to see you. Glad you can make it. What was that one? I know what you're going for. Yeah.
This is Ground Control from Major Tom.
Yeah. Space Odyssey, something like that. Anyway, let's not piss off the other hosts. No. No, I'm glad that Carrie's here. I'm glad to see him here, man. Thanks for hanging out with us. And I know.
And the interviews, were really genuine. Like the first one I saw was that couple that, the dogs were in the backyard, and there was some suburbia, and they'd get them on the roof of the garret of the shed next door, or over the back fence, and and eating the dog food or something like that. But that was the first one I ever saw.
Have you ever been on a haunted set? Or actually, most of the sets are pre-made. So, you guys make them, so there's nothing there to haunt them, I guess.
No, I've never worked on a haunted movie. No. I used to live in a haunted house.
Yeah, me too.
But nothing ever happened to me. I lived in this old homestead, and let's not go there.
I'm not touching it. I always thought it stood for Bureau of Land Management, but what do I know? So you lived in a haunted house?
Oh yeah, I just lived in this colonial homestead for a while, and a friend of mine who was used to see things would never come into the bedroom where I was, and it was always cold in that room. It could be nice and warm with the fire everywhere else, but that room was always cold. But I never really, I was sort of like, yeah, okay. I never saw or felt anything, but then a few nights I'd wake up and I felt like I was held down on the bed, and I'd just tell them to piss off, and they did.
And it was inside.
And I'd just go, leave me alone, mate. I'm not into this. And I'd say that out loud, and it would stop. And so, but then I'd wake up in the morning and go, now, did I dream that? I have no idea. Yeah. So I don't know if it was just put into my head that I suddenly, because I was thinking about it, my head would make that up or not. So it may have happened, it may not have.
I've had that happen once where I felt like something was holding me down once.
Yeah.
And it was like I was laying on my left side, and my head was on the pillow, and it felt like somebody just smushed my face into the friggin' pillow.
Yeah.
For like 2 seconds and held it there, and it stopped, and I was awake. I had just woken up. That's, as far as being, having an
Yeah, but
experience. That's
actually,
it being touched.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the held down thing, like it would happen, and I just wake instantly and say, like, go away, leave me alone, and say a few choice words, and they'd go. But I was sure I was awake. But then I'd wake up in the morning, and who knows? Might have been a really good dream. Because I've never had a nightmare in my whole life.
Damn.
I don't know what that means. I have never had a bad dream, which is bizarre. It's not to me.
No, that's a little strange. I've had my fill.
Yeah, I've never had anyone. People have dreams of people chasing them, and
so Andy, apparently there are no Squatch in New Zealand. I don't know. He didn't answer.
Yeah, well, no one said anything. Well, who knows? There is actually a Cryptid New Zealand like Facebook page.
Okay.
That's not what it's called, but it's something like that. I haven't looked at it. It was in Australia when I was over there, and of course I was watching these, and then suddenly all these Yowie things would come up, like as in I'd go to the local pub where I was called the Ellistown Hotel. This is up in the Gold Coast of Queensland, and they had a Yowie festival. So so it was like a big markets, and so I mean for them to have a Yowie festival, it's like I'd never heard of it before. I mean, I've heard of Yowie, but I hadn't heard of the festival. And you just suddenly notice all these things, and there's certain areas, and you hear stories. Once your mind's open to it, they find you. I think, as far as the stories and the people, and maybe them. I don't know.
Sure.
From some of the stories we've heard, maybe they do follow you if you know that they're there. Yeah.
I just want to say something to Donna Stokes. If you need help with anything, call. I know, there's people out there to call and help you out if you're having issues in your house, or do a cleansing or something. I don't mean to bring it out, but you put it in chat, so it's fair game. Sorry. Seems to be having issues, and Carrie said you need a priest. So say a prayer, everybody. Say a prayer for Donna. Throw it out there, and hopefully we can stop what's going on there. Just throwing it out there, guys. Sorry, I don't mean to put you in the spotlight, Donna, but
And just the other thing which is just what you just did, proves this, is the other thing I really like about sorry, I just get these notifications I have to get rid of on my phone.
Oh.
That's why I just put my flick
off.
It's
somebody said earlier, he keeps flicking his phone.
Yeah,
I thought there was an insect on it, so I was like, fuck off.
Yeah, it's that spider. No, I just keep messages, and it's annoying, but
excuse me.
No one's rung me yet, so that's good. Where was I heading? Oh yes, one of the things that attracts me to these channels, and you just gave a good example of that, is the support for everyone in the chat and in the you guys, the hosts and the guests and the chat, all create an incredible supportive energy, and I just love that. That's why I keep coming back. Is there's some good people. I've met from a distance, obviously you and Jason and Daniela the other day, and but no one else. I don't know them unless they've been on a show. It's good seeing faces put out, like Gemini Moon, and what a lovely woman that is. She is, not that. It sounded pretty bad. A woman is not a thing. The support that you give each other is great. You have lost your voice, mate.
Oh, there it is.
I
muted it for a second, but
you've never sounded better. You've never sounded better.
Perfect. Keep it up. Oh, I like that voice. And doing the mime section, the mime portion of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I said anything. I don't think you missed anything. No, Donna just said she's got a smudge bundle, so she's gonna smudge, and I forgot to do that beforehand. So I always smudge before a show, usually, if I know it's going to be an odd topic. And it's just burning white sage and doing a cleansing little,
So it's not 4:20.
No. I'll see.
That's what your clock says.
Moog was just giving us the silent treatment. Not on purpose, Ness. Yeah, my clock's wrong, dude. Yes, we are.
Forever 4:20.
You had to go there.
Yes, you're right. I have no idea what you're talking about, Moogs. I'm just relaying what I see, and I just see
there's
a
Jamie.
Time
Jamie,
on it.
right?
That's all
I
I'm
usually
saying.
spark one up. Oh shit! Amen, Chris. Whatever. I don't know. We are good people in these groups. Yes, we are, and that's the.
Yes.
I tend to surround myself with good people in life. If I'm a little picky about my friends, and yeah, I everybody in chat, you guys, we've been hanging out in chat for almost a year. And they do, they become a family, because I spend more time with these people, my extended family, than I do with my regular family. I talk to these guys more.
Oh yeah. Well, so do I lately. I live in a caravan, or a trailer, as you call it, on a farm. You have to, when it rains, like it has been today, you can only get here in 4-wheel drive. And I love that. When I work in the film industry, I'm talking 12 hours a day to lots and lots of people, organizing things and that. So this is my time out. Unfortunately, this time's been a bit longer than usual, but I like isolation. Actually, isolation is probably not the right. I mean, it's
remoteness.
I like to recharge is the thing. Yeah. No,
that's good.
So yeah, I do spend a lot more time.
Sorry.
On these chats and these shows more than I talk to my family.
And that's why I say it. These guys are more like a family.
And I've got a big family.
So yeah, that's why I like doing this, and I can meet some of these extended family members that we see each other every day in chat, and we'll see a little avatar of a representation of who we are, but you get to know each other in chat, but until you really, like today, you and I meeting, and you're meeting, or you guys, you met everybody the other day, but
yeah,
it's great to see, and talk to people that you see every day, Yeah,
well, I used to have my avatar used to have long hair, so I had to change that.
It's funny because I mentioned about your avatar being bald.
Yeah, well, for a long time I used to have like shoulder length hair, and I just go through stages because I like change, and then my great nieces and nephews, they watched Harry Potter, and so started calling me Hagrid from Harry Potter. So that was kind of annoying, but good. But and then I was working in Australia over summer, and it just got too hot, so I just thought I'd go and get a proper haircut by a hairdresser. But unfortunately, I ended up looking like a toilet brush So I lived with that for 2 days, with ridicule at work for 2 days. And it was like an undercut, like a modern haircut. It was like out the top, and nothing around the side. And I was like, no, I'm not living with that. And then went home after 2 days and just got my clippers out and shaved it back to nothing.
So Nessie wants to know real quick. Sorry. Hilton, do you consider yourself an empath?
Well, first you have to explain what empath means. Sorry, I don't know. I don't even know that word. Sorry, I've heard of it, but I don't know what it means.
It's a psychic term. An empath is usually somebody who can feel and take on other people's emotions, like they can feel if someone's in a bad mood, or they
to answer that question, I think I do. I'm that's without us New Zealanders.
And if somebody has a better definition, but I mean, there's different levels of empath, but
I can my gift, I suppose you would call it, is I can read people's moods. So yes, that would be. I haven't heard that word, but and I'm very mood sensitive to other people. Does that make sense?
No, that's
where some people go in a bull at a gate and have no idea or don't give a shit what anyone else is feeling or thinking, and that. No, I'm very much like that. Yeah. I can walk into a room and know if someone's.
Well, I believe Nessie's sensitive,
not in a good space.
So she might have picked up on that.
And when I was young, I'll tell you what used to happen. When I was like in my 20s and used to go to the bar or pub and that, and they're trying to, get ahead of something, and there'd be like these, women would come up and start chatting to you, and I'd be like, oh, I might be in here. This is going well. And then they start telling me all their problems, like, and it's like, oh. And then okay. But when you're now, I'd stop and listen. But when I was in my 20s, it's like, oh fuck.
Can I just buy you a drink?
I've just gone straight into friend zone. Fuck. No, but it's not. I used to listen and take it all in because I listened, I guess.
Carrie, thanks for coming by. Sorry, dude, I keep interrupting you, but I just want to say
that's right.
Thanks for showing up.
I look after that little jester.
And one of these days, dudes, you got to come on. We'll hook up and come on and we can bullshit. Looking forward to that. So, Carrie, thank you. Have a good night. But Carrie. It's been an hour and a half. Hey, thank you so much for coming on, dude. It's
been fun. It's been fun.
Yeah, man. And we'll do it again.
As in Australia, they would say, you're a good. Ends with T. That's like the biggest compliment you can get.
From an Australian?
Starts with, yeah. The biggest compliment you can get in Australia is like, you're a good. It starts with C and ends in T, and I won't say it.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
I know it's you can swear on this show, but some people really don't like that word.
That's a mean word. Unless a woman says it, then it's funny as hell.
Yeah. No, in Australia, it's just like it's like a verb. No, not
it's verb. It's like fuck it's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's overbuilt. That's the word. Yes, the C word. But it's actually a compliment.
Yeah. It is. It's like in some worlds. Yeah, that is. Yeah, it's like you can either be a fat, or an old, or a lazy, or you just put a word at the end of all of those. But a compliment is but you're a good.
Right on. No, I get it. Well, thank you. I think.
No, it's all good, mate. It's all good.
Yeah, right on, man. We'll do it again. Anytime.
You're also a funny.
Thanks. Hey, if it keeps people occupied.
Yeah. No, it's just part of the culture there, man. It's because they use the word so much. It's watered it down.
So yeah, the word is cunt.
Yeah.
Still crazy, Chris. We're all adults here. Just say it. It's out of respect for the ladies, that I don't say it.
Yeah, well, I've got 5 sisters, and
yes, so do I. Yeah. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for showing up today. You guys were awesome in chat. I hope you behaved. I didn't go through everything. Carrie, thanks for coming on or joining us. Mike, Bell, everybody that's modding right now. Thank you. Go ahead, dude.
I can't believe there's anyone still there, but yeah. Thanks for staying.
There's still 21 people according to this, so thank you, Moog. Yeah. This is the one who just said, just say the word. Oh, dude.
Oh, no, Mike. Yep.
No.
Hey,
no,
Mike. Still Chris. Crazy, Chris. It's crazy, mate. Crazy.
Words. Than the cart word.
Yeah, I've been called worse too.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, guys. Thank you again, Hilton.
We'll no worries. Cheers, Mokes. Cheers.
All right.
It's good to meet you properly.
Hey, you too, man. Absolutely. When I saw you on Danielle, I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, he's coming on. Because I think we'd have a good time, and we're the same age basically, and might be on opposite sides of the world, but
Yeah, you're older though. I just thought
just a little bit. Just a little.
Yeah, you got more gray beard.
Yeah, well, because I and this is all I grow. I don't grow anything on the sides because I'd look like Santa Claus. Not ready for that yet.
No, well, I don't grow it on the side because my face is round enough.
There you go. But on that note, I'm trying to get out of here.
You're trying to round it out.
Get the fuck off my show. No. Yeah. So again, thanks again, everybody in chat.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll be in touch soon. I'll probably, I always, after I have a guest, I always like bother him afterwards, just to thank you and shit. So if you want to hang out, and I'm gonna get off of here. So hang out for a second, okay? I'll talk to you in a little bit. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. If you did enjoy the show, hit the subscribe button. I mean, there's only 21 of you left, or 19. So chances are you're already subscribed. So leave some comments and chat, down below, and thanks for coming. And I hope to see you guys on Thursday. I don't know what I'm doing yet. Trying to get somebody. I was talking to somebody today as a potential guest. But Thursdays I usually wing it anyway. So we'll just we'll see what happens. So if you guys, anybody wants to come on Thursday night, let me know. Yes, and Bomber, you are correct. The Perseids meteor shower, I think, peaks in the morning. If you guys are into that, I know somebody I talked to recently just saw a meteor yesterday or something. But anyway, all right, guys. Again, thank you so much for showing up, and I'll talk to you guys on Thursday, probably tomorrow night in chat somewhere. Excuse me, repeating on me. We'll see you guys soon. You guys, peace and God bless.